In today's video, I'm going to be focusing your attention on some of the most commonly used and practical conversational phrases that you got to use in your speech to sound more advanced and speak a better English. The first one is, it remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. But what does this phrase mean? What do we exactly mean by using it? What does it refer to? Well, it remains to be seen means the result or the outcome is still uncertain. We don't know anything about the result of something yet. Something is replete with uncertainties. Something is hanging in the balance. The future of something is not obvious, is not certain, or there are a lot of uncertainties when it comes to something. So when we say it remains to be seen, we're just trying to emphasize the idea that the future or the outcome of something is not obvious, transparent, or clear, and is a little bit uncertain. So that's the meaning of it remains to be seen. An example of this phrase: they say the new policy will help, but it remains to be seen. They say the new policy will help, but it remains to be seen. They say the new policy will help, but it remains to be seen, which means they say the new policy will help, they say the new policy will be beneficial, will be a benefit to people, but the outcome and future of this new policy is uncertain. We don't know anything about what will happen once this policy comes into force or effect. We don't know what will happen once this policy is in force. We don't know anything about the outcome of this policy. Now we're getting to the second conversational English phrase that you gotta learn. You gotta learn to be able to speak at a more advanced level, which is to be no friend of something. To be no friend of something. Once again, to be no friend of something. To be no friend of something means to be against something, to be harmful to something, to be against something. An example of this phrase: processed food is no friend of your health. Processed food is no friend of your health. Once again, processed food is no friend of your health, which means processed food does harm to your health, is harmful to your health, is against your health, will negatively affect your health, will do a lot of damage, a lot of harm to your health. Now we're getting to the third conversational English phrase of today's video that you gotta know and learn to be able to speak at a more advanced level, which is to get in the way of something. To get in the way of something. Once again, to get in the way of something. But what does this phrase mean? What do we exactly mean by using it? What does it mean when we say something gets in the way of something else? To get in the way of something means to prevent something from happening. To put an obstacle in the way of something happening. So when one thing gets in the way of another thing, when someone gets in the way of something, what they do is they prevent something from happening. They pose or present an obstacle to something. They put an obstacle in the way of something. Or when something gets in the way of something, it poses an obstacle to something. It stands in the way of something happening. It puts an obstacle in the way of something. An example of this beautiful phrase: I don't want my personal life to get in the way of my job. I don't want my personal life to get in the way of my job. I don't want my personal life to get in the way of my job, which means I don't want my personal life to pose an obstacle to my job, to put an obstacle in the way of my job, to prevent my job from growing, from getting better. I don't want my personal life to prevent me from doing better in my job. Now we're getting to the fourth conversational English phrase of today's video that you gotta learn to speak English at a more advanced level, which is there are no two ways about it. There are no two ways about it. There are no two ways about it. When we say there are no two ways about it, it means something is true, something is certain. You shouldn't doubt something. Something is absolutely true. Something is undoubtedly true. Without a shadow of a doubt, something is true. An example of this phrase: he did badly on his exam, and there are no two ways about it. He did badly on his exam, and there are no two ways about it. Once again, he did badly on his exam, and there are no two ways about it, which means he did terribly on the exam, and it is absolutely true. The idea that he did badly on the exam is absolutely true, is undoubtedly true, is without a shadow of a doubt true. And now we're getting to the fifth English phrase of today's video that if you learn, you can speak English at a more advanced level, or you can speak English more naturally, in the same way as native speakers do, which is any way you slice it. Any way you slice it. Once again, any way you slice it. We use this phrase, any way you slice it, to emphasize the idea that no matter how you look at something, no matter from what angle you look at something, no matter from what perspective you look at something, no matter from what viewpoint, perspective, or point of view you look at something, the result is the same. There's no difference of the result. The result is exactly the same. So when we say any way you slice it, it means no matter how you look at something, no matter from what angle, perspective, or viewpoint you look at something, the result is exactly the same. The result does not change. An example of this phrase. Any way you slice it, we're still over budget. Any way you slice it, we're still over budget. Any way you slice it, we're still over budget, which means no matter how you look at it, no matter from what angle or perspective or viewpoint you look at it, we're still over budget. And that's about all, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. You learned some highly practical, useful, and conversational English phrases that you gotta learn. You gotta get into the habit of using, get into the way of using to sound like native speakers. Let's review these phrases once again together. It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen. Be no friend of something. Be no friend of something. Be no friend of something. Get in the way of something. Get in the way of something. Get in the way of something. There are no two ways about it. There are no two ways about it. There are no two ways about it. Any way you slice it. Any way you slice it. Any way you slice it. Thank you for watching today's video. Make sure you like it in support of this channel and subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll be back soon with another video.